Hashtag Cold Beer Sunday. Look, we even got a Stormtrooper. Welcome to the Pop Culture Cult. I'm Sean.
I'm Janice.
And this is our Doctor Who review of The Lie of the Land. Not The Lay of the Land, The Lie of the Land. And this is the end of the trilogy of the monks.
Right. Which I didn't know it was going to be a trilogy, but okay.
Okay, whatever. It's the end of the trilogy. And I will start by saying I'm highly disappointed. Now, how do you feel?
Maybe not quite as disappointed as you, but I was really hoping that this would be kind of an ongoing storyline, maybe through the end of the season. We really haven't had many, if any, of those with Capaldi, where it just kind of goes out through
the continuous story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they could have done a whole lot more with the monks taking over Earth or being there. You know, it seemed very quick. Hey, they're here and now they're not.
Right.
All right.
So the whole setup last week was Bill giving up control to the monks. And the whole episode was the build up to that letting go of control, right? And this one, they spent 10-15 minutes on the monks having control. And that was it. Everything else was, then the next 10-15 minutes was saving the doctor, and then them sneaking into the pyramid, and then them trying to change the core monk. I don't know how else you explain it. The central monk that was sending out the signal to tell everybody that they're good, and then the last 3 minutes with Missy. We'll get into that in a minute. I really liked the first half of this episode, where they were talking about how the monks have been here and they had the memory police and they are sending people to labor camps for not going against the monks and stuff. It seems like an English reoccurring theme, because V for Vendetta has very much of that same thing, where they have the guys who come out and tell everybody that they're...
I don't think they're over World War II yet.
There might be some of that. God, I let that shit go. You guys won. That whole thing was really cool.
Yeah.
And Bill's sitting down and trying to remember her mother and remember the time. That was really cool. And then Nardell shows up, which was awesome. We've had a long discussion now. We have decided that we're done with Moffat. We're done with Capaldi. We're done with Bill. We can kick Nardell. Nardell should be the only connective tissue to the next Doctor. And then they decide to go save the Doctor, who's on this prison ship. And they sneak in and they do all this stuff. And in the previews, they showed the Doctor starting to regenerate.
Yes.
And we all thought, here we go. This is it. This is what's supposed to happen.
Right.
And the rumor has been the whole time that the Doctor's going to regenerate early.
Right.
And then we're going to get the new Doctor and and then all hell's going to break loose, right? No, it's a fake out. Bill shot the Doctor because he was working for the monks. And she was so upset with him to prove she just shot him. And he started to regenerate, and they went to commercial, and we came back and we're like, here we go, this is it, oh my god. And then he comes back and he's laughing at Bill. And it was all a fake out. He had to make sure that she wasn't under the control of the monks, which I thought was an awesome kind of thing, right? So I don't like the fake out, but I like the idea of having her prove herself.
Yeah.
And
I don't know, it's kind of an asshole thing to do, but...
And then it all went off the rails after that.
Yeah.
And the two things that I'm really upset with, one is the use of the memory of Bill's mother helps them overcome the psychic connection that the monks have with everyone else.
Yeah.
Except we have no emotional connection to Bill's mother.
Right.
There's been zero backstory on her.
Right. Except that maybe the doctor somehow knows her.
But they never explained anything.
No, they haven't. And so, yeah, you don't really care. I mean, it's almost corny that her mom is what saves the world.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that I'm really upset with was we've done this plot line with the Silence.
Yeah.
The Silence controlling everyone and trying to do where they take over everyone and they are the ultimate control of everything. We've done this already. We've had this storyline already. And the Doctor stopped them.
Well, and the Silence, I mean, okay. Doctor Who's been on technically for a very long time.
Right,
and you're gonna
50 plus
end up,
years.
Yeah, you're going to end up having storylines that are the same. But I was way more into the Silence. I mean, that was just creepy.
Well, that was what, a 4-episode arc?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, it was like 3, but there was like a couple episodes in there where they were there, but nobody knew really what was going on.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it seemed like it went on for a long time, and it's way more interesting than this could have been. It was going there.
It was going there,
and then it just
I really feel like the resolution was lazy writing.
Yeah,
it's very lazy writing to have all this build up, which was really good build up, and the monks could have been something that was all encompassing, all controlling, which is something we've kind of had with the Silence, kind of, but it kind of would have worked its way out. They just did the same thing and solving the thing that they'd solved with the Silence by putting a broadcaster on Apollo 11 or whatever, one of the Apollo missions. I can't remember which one it was.
Yeah.
And this one was Bill mentally connecting with the central monk that was sending out the signal. It's the same exact storyline.
Yeah. And
it just makes me so mad that you do this great build up and half the episode's amazing, and the second this is going to sound weird. First half is amazing. Second 2/3, I know the math is not right, is complete rehashing horseshit. And then the last little bit is something that really hasn't been dealt with at all until this time.
Right.
And that's the stuff with Missy. In the episode, once the Doctor gets freed, he has to go talk to somebody of his same intelligence level, kind of taking a shot at everybody else on Earth, including Nardelle. And Nardelle's like, hey, now wait a minute. And he goes and they open the vault finally, and they go and they talk to Missy, and they have this conversation to kind of how to beat the monks and everything like that. And that's what sends the Doctor and Bill and Nardelle off to beat the monks. And then they come back at the end of the episode. The monks have been destroyed. All the statues have been removed. And everybody's memory of them is been changed and everything. And they go in, and Missy's sitting in the vault, and she's crying. And she talks about how she's starting to remember everyone she's killed off.
Right.
And how it's affecting her. and the Doctor's like, this is good. And she makes the comment of, you didn't tell me that this part was going to happen. Like, she's coming to terms with everything she's done.
Yeah. And so why? How?
But why now? I mean, we had the episode where she was supposed to be executed, and he decided to take care of her. And so now we get this where she's coming to terms with everything she's ever done. But it was just a weird placement for this scene in this episode.
Yeah.
For me, we went back and watched that scene like 3 or 4 times. Because I was trying to catch to see if they said something in that scene that connected them to the universe. And the only thing I can think of is they finally have opened the vault. The vault's been the overlaying theme the whole season. So they finally opened the vault. We all know it's Missy. And now it's Missy coming to terms with everything.
Except why?
Why?
I mean, she is just as old. She's the Master. She is just as old as the Doctor. They both came from Gallifrey. They're the only Gallifreyans left.
Right.
So, and the Master's always been, bad, and the Doctor's been goodish.
Better.
Yeah. And so, because she's being locked up for 1,000 years has made her think about what she's done. I mean, the doctor spent however many millions of years in that castle.
Right. Was it 2 million years in that castle working his way out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't understand. But
I'm this is why I said I'm very disappointed in this episode. You had a really cool story arc that ended with Whimper, and then you have this storyline with Missy. The storyline itself is cool. The placement of this scene in this episode didn't make sense to me. The big thing about this episode, and it seems like it's timely, is the abuse of power and the use of fake news. And I wanted to bring that up here at the end because that's kind of been going on a lot. Us as Americans have been dealing a lot with this in the press here locally, in the States with the use of propaganda and misdirection news and false news and that kind of thing. And so this was kind of hit home for us, the use that the monks did of the abuse of power and kind of telling people that they've always been here and that kind of thing. It's very timely, especially in the political climate here in the States. Overall, highly disappointed in this episode. Really wishing we would have gotten more. The next episode looks like a throwaway episode, except it's written by Mark Gatiss.
Okay.
So there could be something there. It looks like a throwaway episode. There's 4 episodes left. So I don't know. Last thoughts?
No.
No.
I don't know. Maybe we built ourselves up too much for that episode. So I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. Anyways, what did you guys think? Tell us, let us know, like this video, leave us a comment. Tell us, are we completely off base with this storyline? Did we miss something? Or are we right on the money? Either one is good. You can get a hold of us too on Facebook at the Pop Culture Cult. We're Pop Culture Cult 1 on Instagram, and we're at pop_cult1. We are working to get to 100 subscribers on YouTube, so please subscribe to the YouTube channel. And please like and follow all of our pages because we're going to try to get as many people as we can. And until next time, never skip 9. And until next time, good afternoon now.